Welcome to TaNaCh Talk. I'm your host, William Hall, broadcasting live from Kingsland, Texas, USA, with another episode of TNT, the Twisted New Testament, with Rabbi Stuart, the man Federow, author of Judaism and Christianity at Contrast. Also, the Spanish version is available as well. You'll also find all these links at the bottom of the video description area underneath this video. So feel free to check that out after the show, as well as let's do the finger dance while you're here, Rabbi. Yeah. We love that. So there you go. So again, look at the video description area below the video, and you'll find over 30 different resources. Some of those, a lot of those are counter-missionary books like Rabbi Federow's, but there's also Torah study guides and actually Bibles and TaNaChs and things like that as well. So if you click the links in the actual links I provided, then they'll give me a little granule of a benefit from you guys buying it there. So Ernest, welcome. Christo, welcome back. Big J.
Hey, Walda. Christo, welcome back from Israel.
Michael Orland. Hey, shalom. Hey, I'm on vacation. Okay.
Hi, Michael.
So here we go. So tonight, actually, let me do something I didn't do real fast. Let's get that up here. There we go. All right, I get that actually active now. And so I'll move this on the other side so I can see it. Very good. Okay, we're going to be doing some on-screen Bible references as well. So let me get that set up while we're talking. But tonight's topic really was triggered from a show with Rabbi Michael Skobac yesterday morning. He mentioned something about the Messiah coming from King Solomon. And there was a Christian who jumped in there and really just was even used all caps at some point. And to which we redirected. But anyway, his problem was, why is it that Jews insist that sorry, I don't mean to chuckle. Why is it that the Jewish people insist on twisting Scripture? Now, he didn't use those words, but that's what he was getting to. They're taking things out of context and using rabbinic authority to say the Messiah is going to come from Solomon instead of trusting the Scripture. Now, I knew they were in the Scriptures. I just didn't remember where. So after the show, Rabbi Skobac told me a couple places where it actually mentions it in the prophets. But this Christian apparently goes to one of the churches that, like one of the many churches I ever went to, and they don't really show you a lot of the prophets, especially when it sounds like it might counter the idea of Jesus. So where we're at tonight is I want to discuss for this. I'm hoping he'll come back and tune in and actually see this video and realize that this is not just rabbinic interpretation. This is actually in the text of the TaNaCh, what they would call the Old Testament, is proof that this is all there. So, Rabbi?
William, I don't even understand their objection, because even if you completely disregard everything, ignore the Bible, ignore the Torah, ignore the rabbinic, just everything, it is only logical that the Messiah, who is a descendant of King David, must also be a descendant explicitly of Solomon.
But David had different...
No, that's not the issue. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Can you be the King of England?
No, of course not.
Why not?
Because I'm too handsome.
Well, that's true. I mean, take a look at all their other kings and
No, I see your point though. Right. Good point.
But it's true. In other words, in order to be the King of England, you have to be a descendant of somebody who was the king.
Right.
You can't just be the descendant of somebody 500 years ago to be the king. You know, the next in line. In order to be the next in line, if you were the descendant of a king from 500 years ago, you wouldn't be anywhere close to being the next in line.
Yeah, agreed.
That's the point. So the right now, Charles is going to be crowned king sometime in the next year. I don't remember when it is, but they're actually crowning him king, doing the coronation like June or July or something like that. I don't remember, of 2023. If he becomes king, okay, when he becomes king, and he should live and be well to 120 plus 10 years for inflation, okay, but eventually he is going to pass away. His brother, Andrew, does not become king because he's not a descendant of the previous king. The next person to become king after Charles is going to be Charles's son, William. Not you, William, a different William.
Okay.
You know, in order to be the king, you have to be a descendant of the line of kings, not just one king. Okay? William would have to die. Charles would have to die. Andrew would have to die. I mean, a bunch of people would have to die if a person was a descendant of Victoria.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if King David was the king, and then King Solomon was the king, then you have to be a descendant not only of King David, but also of King Solomon, because Solomon was king. Logically,
right.
Even though there are places in the Bible we're going to get to in minutes, okay, where it explicitly says that the descendants have to be a bloodline descendant of King Solomon, not just King David. There are those verses too.
Right.
Just logic tells you have to be a descendant of Solomon.
Yeah. I was going to say sort of, but yeah, right.
All right, well, okay. So take a look at 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Go ahead and talk about it. I'll pull it while you're talking.
Taketh your timeth.
But you got to talk though.
Right. Oh, I thought you were okay.
I'm doing
All
it,
right.
but I got to take me a second.
All right. Okay, well, then let me go ahead and read what I have. First of all, you have to understand that this is the prophet Nathan speaking to King David. And it explicitly says that. We'll get that in the last verse. So the prophet who's called Nathan is speaking to King David. And he says in 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12 and following, when your days are fulfilled, that means David's days are fulfilled, and you sleep with your fathers, I will set up your seed after you that shall proceed out of your body, and I will establish his kingdom. The fact that it says your seed after you that proceeds out of your body means it's a bloodline descendant. You can't be adopted into the line to become king. You have to be a bloodline descendant of King David. When your days, David's days, are fulfilled and you sleep with your fathers, I will set up your seed after you that shall proceed out of your body, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Who built the house for God? Solomon. How do you get clearer than that? It goes on to say, I will be to him for a father, and he shall be to me for a son. If he commits sin, if he commits iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men, but my mercy shall not depart from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before you. So exactly what does this mean? There's going to be a bloodline descendant from King David through explicitly King Solomon, because it was King Solomon who built the house for God. God is going to establish his throne, his dynasty, forever. It says that God is going to be to him for a father. It doesn't say he's going to be his father. That's a gross mistranslation of the Hebrew. It's le-av, okay, le-ben, for a father, for a son. I will be to him for a father, and he shall be to me for a son. If he commits sin, I will chasten him with the rod of men, with the stripes of the children of men, and my mercy shall not depart from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put it away before you. What is that all about? It means God got mad at Saul for Saul's sin, so he just completely had him move aside and had King David step in instead as king and stay there. So for David and for David's son Solomon, he'll get punished, but he will never lose the kingship. He is establishing King David's dynasty, and that all kings must be from King David through King Solomon from the tribe of Judah. And look at what it says in verse 16. And your house and your kingdom shall be made sure forever before you. Your throne shall be established forever. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak to David. Nathan is speaking to David. He says, when you've died, I'm going to set up your seed that proceeds out of your body. It's got to be a bloodline descendant. You can't be adopted into your line. I will establish his kingdom forever. This is the one who's going to build my house, which is Solomon, who built the house. Okay. God will act like a father to him, and he will act like a son to God. Okay. But if he commits sin, he'll be punished with the actions of other human beings, but God will not make him lose the kingship. I don't know how clearer you can get.
Right.
Okay. But there is an even clearer,
Okay.
there's an even clearer verse. Take a look at 1 Chronicles, chapter 22. 1 Chronicles, chapter 22, verse 9 and 10.
Got it.
First Chronicles 22, 9 and 10. Okay. Okay. This is David speaking to Solomon, beginning with verse 7. And David said to Solomon, okay, so David is recounting to Solomon what happened. And David tells Solomon that he was told, beginning with verse 9, David was told, behold, a son shall be born to you, who shall be a man of rest, and I will give him rest for all his enemies round about, for his name shall be Solomon. And I will give peace and quietness unto Israel in his days. He shall build a house for my name, and he shall be to me for a son, and I will be to him for a father, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom over Israel forever. It's saying in 1 Chronicles 22, 9 and 10, exactly what we just read from Samuel. I don't see how you get clearer than that.
Right, right.
God is explicitly saying that to be a king over the people of Israel, you have to be from the tribe of Judah, a descendant of King David, explicitly and only through King Solomon.
Right.
So whoever this was, I hope you're listening to this. I hope you'll eventually see this, that it's the Bible who tells us these things, not the rabbis, not some sort of weird mythological tradition, but God.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, if you want to take a look at something else real quick, what's the cause of this problem? Take a look at Matthew chapter 1, verse 6 through 7 in the Christian's New Testament.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 1, verses 6 through 7.
Got it.
Okay. In Matthew chapter 1, verse 6 and 7, it's giving lineage. And it says, Jesse, that's the father of King David, Jesse begat David the king, and David the king begat Solomon of her that had been the wife of Urias. And Solomon begat Rehoboam, and Rehoboam begat Abiah, and Abiah begat Asa. So here it's clear, Jesse to David, David to Solomon, Solomon, it goes on from there. But now take a look, and here's the problem, which is why Rabbi Skobac brought this up. Take a look at Luke chapter 3, verse 32.
Okay.
Luke chapter 3, verse 32.
Got it.
In Luke chapter 3, verse 32, the lineage of Jesus, actually, I apologize. It's not the lineage of Jesus. It's the lineage of Joseph. Joseph was never the father of Jesus, so who cares? But here's the mistake they made.
Exactly.
Okay, Luke chapter 3, verse 32 traces the lineage of Joseph, and it says the son of Nathan, the son of David. Nathan was a half-brother to Solomon. Oops, sorry, wrong guy, wrong son of King David. That negates the entire Lucan genealogy, because according to Luke, the lineage of Joseph, who wasn't the father of Jesus anyway, but the lineage of Joseph was the half brother of Solomon. That's like being a descendant of Andrew instead of Charles. Nice. You're still a descendant of Elizabeth, but you're not the next in line for kingship. So,
Right.
it's the explicit biblical passages that say it comes from through Solomon, and it's Luke chapter 3 that shows us that, at least according to the Luke version, who knows which one to believe since they contradict each other, that Joseph is a descendant of Nathan, the half brother of Solomon, the wrong brother, the wrong son of King David. And Christians will say, "Oh, but that's the lineage of Mary." Well, first of all, it doesn't say that it's the lineage of Mary, and second of all, even if it's the lineage of Mary, one is the lineage of the mother. Who cares? Because we explicitly said that it goes through the father. Okay, or if we didn't say it, I'm saying it now. But even more importantly, let's say that let's say it's the lineage of Joseph. Okay, Christians will say no, it's the lineage of Mary. Let's say that it's the proper lineage of the mother. It's still through Nathan. It's still through the wrong son of King David. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And that's why he brought this up in whatever context he was speaking. So it's got to be Solomon, not Nathan, and it's biblically based from the prophets in 1 Chronicles 22:9, especially 10, and it's 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12 through 17.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, so I'm gonna throw a comment out here.
Okay.
So, 7:29 p.m.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Actually, that's not the right one. It was close to it. Yeah, 7:28 p.m. So David and Goliath says, "I'm supposed to share this with you guys." And at 7:29, he says, "I think you guys just don't want Jesus to be himself."
To be what?
To be himself. And so, but my comment would be, and there's probably another one there somewhere. I don't see it yet. But my comment would be, even if Jesus was himself at his best self, the only text we have the only text that is there for anybody to use to support him one way or the other, none of that is really pro-Judaism. And so, if you want to carry that off, if Jesus was himself in today's world, in the way you think he could have been, even though Jesus didn't write anything down, he never told anybody, "Hey, Luke, write this down." No one ever got a videotape recording of him. No Instagram, no Facebook. It's all hearsay about what Jesus said. So if you could do your best speculation on what Jesus would have been if he was truly himself, is there anything about what he did that really guides people to Judaism and away from Christianity? Is that a fair question?
It's a fair question, but I'm not quite sure how to answer it because Jesus himself says things that are very pro-Jewish.
Okay.
Until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or tittle until all is accomplished.
Right, Matthew, yep.
Well, nothing's been accomplished. So according to Jesus' own words, the law is still in full force.
Yeah, until heaven and earth pass.
The last I looked, heaven and earth is still here.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
And if heaven and earth were not still here, well, you wouldn't have human beings. You wouldn't, this all would be irrelevant. We wouldn't even be on the air talking.
Yep.
Okay, but I'm not quite sure when it says we don't want Jesus to be himself. I don't know if Christians even realize, but the New Testament does not paint a very nice picture of Jesus.
True.
He condemns a tree for not having figs when it wasn't the tree's fault, because it explicitly says in the Christian New Testament it wasn't the season for figs, but he wanted figs, but he didn't get figs, so he condemned it to death.
Yep.
I mean, let
that's
all those
who will not have me reign over. Go ahead. That's kind of why I was saying, is if we wanted Jesus to be himself, based on what we see in the text of the New Testament, it's not a really good case for him regarding. I mean, he's got some things that are pro-Jewish, but then a lot of things are very anti-Judaism, like almost cruel things, like you just mentioned about cursing a fig tree when it wasn't even the season, or it wasn't even time. I don't know. Even if it was the time. There's more compassion in the Hebrew Scriptures, not the Old Testament, in the Hebrew Scriptures, than what Christian actually likes to add.
let those who will not have me reign over them bring them here and kill them in front of me.
Oh, I want to bring something out real fast. This is
the-
great. Can I add this real fast?
Yeah.
This is completely off the wall, but Mark Kirby. Well, I want to read that. So it says William, all caps. You should either color your mustache one color or shave it off. The look isn't working very well. I love when kind people who really show their true colors.
Where are you talking? What timestamp?
It was kind of hidden. It was a guy named Mark Kirby, 734. And they use this that used to, I would get really offended. But now I see this and I'm thinking, man, they're either really hurting inside themselves and this is the way they lash out, or they're really, maybe, I don't know, underage. They're just not mature. 15, 12, 15, 18-year-old. If you're an adult and you said this, I really think you should do more studying and spend more time in introspection. So 7:34 p.m. Did you see it yet? Is it actually?
Yeah, I saw it, but I don't see anything wrong with your mustache.
It's hidden. So Mark Kirby, I think you may be speaking because you're offended at what we're teaching, but you've got to really approach it a different way. I don't care what my mustache looks like. In fact, my teeth. Look at my teeth. My teeth are all crooked.
Hey, William.
I actually have veneers. Wait, Rabbi, hang on. I don't care what my mustache looks like. I don't care what my teeth look like. My teeth are crooked. I have veneers that make my teeth look pretty. I don't care. I'm not wearing them. I'm being myself. So if you were truly being yourself now, then I'm not sure if we have a lot in common. That's all I'm saying.
William, if all he can do is attack our appearance, he has no substance. He has no depth.
Yeah, I wonder how old he is. I really am curious. I mean, anytime I see somebody being really rude and just disrespectful, first thing I think,
That's not even rude. It's just it's I don't even know what to call it. It's substanceless. It's whatever.
Right. Okay, so Ricky J and everybody else, Ricky J Frias, I think. So anything written in all caps it looks like you're yelling, even though you may not be. Totally cool if you're not. But copy paste that or copy and retype it somewhere else. Your message may be well worded, but the fact that all caps is not allowed in chat, so you'll probably have that thing blocked any minute now. So. Okay, anyway, moving forward, I really was hoping I could see something else from this guy, the one who said that, Mark Kirby. Anyway, okay, cool. So, yeah, true, no personal attacks. Keep the stash. Hey, Ricky J. Fresh, thank you, brother. I'll keep the stash. I like it. Hey, thank you, Larry. Larry Beck's another one of my my YouTube moderators.
Hey, Larry.
Guys, if you have a problem with Larry or Andrea, you're going to have to take it to the complaint committee, which is located somewhere south of Gehenna, I'm pretty sure. I'm just kidding. They're actually appointed moderators for a reason because I trust them, and they're really good judge of character. So please, if you see the little wrench next to a name, that means that they're a YouTube moderator, and I've appointed them. So ZE,
Dan,
thank you.
Dan, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Dan Smith, 737. It's interesting that millions of people around the world serve a Jewish man as their divine creator. Yeah, it is interesting, but then they strip him of his Jewishness. They make him more in the image of a dying, saving man god that's far more in common with the Greco-Roman world than it is with anything in the Bible or related to God or in Judaism. So yeah, it's interesting that they serve a Jewish man, but they strip him of his Jewishness. They probably think Jesus was more of a Christian than he was of a Jew. Even those who know he was a Jew.
Right. Hey, Rabbi, special request for you and everybody else, see you later for sure. So a friend in here tonight, Benigno Torres, is a really good friend. He's going through a lot of issues with just Benny, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I trust these people here, especially Rabbi. He's been kind of alienated by his family. He's a very mature older man who's been rejected by pretty much all of his family, and he's going through a kind of a tough time of being alone in this journey because he's not really around anybody. So if you keep him in mind in your thoughts, that'd be awesome. He's a great guy.
Absolutely. We'll be praying for you.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, Andrew, welcome back, brother.
Larry Beck says he's got questions about a book by Neusner. So if I can help, I will, but I haven't. Don't tell him, may he rest in peace. I haven't studied him in a while, so, a little rusty. Okay, a lot rusty. All right. There was something else we were going to talk about. And I don't
Joseph,
remember.
Moshiach ben Yosef ben David.
No,
There we go.
right. Mashiach ben Yosef.
I think part of the thing that I find interesting is that even when I was a Christian, I've heard of the Mashiach ben Yosef, but I never actually thought that they were talking about Mary's Joseph. So,
Oh no, didn't you know when it says the Messiah, the son of Joseph, it means anybody whose daddy can be called Joey.
That's funny. Okay,
That's what they say.
right. So anyway, if you want to discuss what the only thing that I know about Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David, and I know a lot of the Mashiach ben Yosef is in the I guess you could say Talmudic writings, whatever the case may be. But the only thing I think I get is that which still doesn't support Christianity at all, is that both messiahs are going to be contemporaries. They're going to be their lives will overlap. Before one dies, the other one will either have been born, or they will live full-grown lives at the same. Doesn't matter, but they're all going to be contemporaries. So,
but they are contemporaries.
Right.
Very
That's
true.
the only thing I know. So, if you want to take that and discuss that for a few minutes, that'd be great.
All right. Let me. Okay. Okay.
First, Rabbi.
Go ahead.
Just to compliment 7:40 p.m. A says as a question, there are two Mashiachs. Go there first, because I didn't know that either. I was like, what do you mean there's two messiahs? I didn't even know that, and I still don't understand it, but it's there.
Start there first. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because I'm not sure I can.
Well, if you can't, we can.
There's a verse in the Bible. It's in the prophets, I believe, and it uses a phrase. I think for. It's either the word Messiah, Mashiach, but I think it might be the word Savior or Redeemer, but it's in the plural.
Can you hear me?
So the implication is there's more than one of them, and so it gave rise, to the idea that there are two Messiahs. Let's get something really clear here. What exactly is a Messiah? A Messiah is anyone or anything that's been anointed with oil, assigned a specific task by God.
Right. Something that's been specially set aside.
By God for a specific task.
Right.
So a king, we just talked about royalty, a king is anointed by either a prophet or a high priest with oil for the specific purposes of being the king. It's like a coronation ceremony. Okay, rocks that were used to build altars were anointed with oil, picked by God to be the rocks that go into becoming a holy altar. Utensils used in the temple, the thingies that they used in the temple were anointed. So every one of these things were messiahs. Okay, you could say that each one was a messiah. But the concept of the Messiah is a specific concept that developed over time that has a very specific definition. And then when you come to this passage in the Hebrew Scriptures, I can't remember where, I think it's in the prophets, it's in the plural, I think it's in the dual actually, but I'll have to look at it again to make sure. And it gave rise to the idea, the interpretation of this Messiah, the son of Joseph, Mashiach ben Yosef. Okay. And by the way, I can also give you the source material if you want to go look it up with Sepharia. Okay. Here's what it says in the rabbinic text about the Messiah, the son of Joseph. It doesn't mean anybody whose daddy is called Joey. It doesn't mean just because your father is Joseph that you could be the Messiah, the son of Joseph. Which Joseph does it mean? Okay, it means Joseph, the son of Jacob, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham. As in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then the 12 tribes. So when it says Messiah, the son of Joseph, it means the Messiah from the tribe of Joseph. Or, if you prefer, either the half-tribe of Manasseh or the half-tribe of Ephraim. Because the half-tribe of Ephraim and the half-tribe of Manasseh went into making up the full tribe of Joseph.
Right. Right.
That means he's a descendant of Joseph, the tribe of Joseph, the son of Jacob. Okay. Okay. What does it say? And this is not going to be found anywhere outside of rabbinic writings. So anybody who wants to say that Jesus was the Messiah, the son of Joseph, is assuming rabbinic writings to be accurate and true and authoritative. Because why would they even want Jesus to be the Messiah, the son of Joseph, if the only place these writings or this idea is found is in rabbinic writings? They give credibility, they're giving authority to the rabbis. So keep that in mind. Okay, so before the coming of the Messiah, the son of David the king from the tribe of Judah, there's going to be a period of time of bad things happening. Okay? All right. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, okay, is going to die in the battle of Gog versus Magog. Okay, let's talk about that for a few seconds. The battle of Gog versus Magog is not a heavenly battle. It's a battle of humans that are bad against humans that are good. It's a battle of good and evil. It's a battle of people trying to destroy the Jews, trying to march on Jerusalem. Okay. So during the battle, okay, the Messiah, the son of Joseph, is killed in battle. He's not killed on the cross. He's not killed by the Romans. He's killed by other human beings who are evil. Okay? This is going to cause great mourning, and many people are going to go weep and wailing. Oh my God, how can I believe in God after the Messiah, the son of Joseph, has been killed? Okay? The Messiah, the son of David, comes along. He is revealed. Okay? People recognize this person as being the son of the Messiah. Okay? He completes the battle. And after he completes the battle, he goes up to the body of the Messiah, the son of Joseph, and resurrects him, brings him back to life. Okay? Oh, I knew eventually. Okay, let me go find it. Obadiah. Obadiah. Okay, Obadiah only has one chapter in it. Okay? Take a look at verse 21. Obadiah, verse 21. Okay? Va'alu Moshi'im Bahar Zion.
Verse 21. Okay, got it. I see it now.
Va'alu Moshi'im.
I couldn't find it there for a second, but I was thinking.
Okay, it's Obadiah, chapter 1. There's only one chapter there, and it's the 21st verse. It's the last verse of the whole book.
Got it. It's on screen now.
Book. Okay. And what does it say? Okay. It says, okay, and saviors shall come up upon Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So the saviors has a plurality to it. It's plural, and that is what they base this interpretation on of two messiahs. So both of them go up. Both the Messiah, the son of David, the real Messiah, and the Messiah, the son of Joseph. Okay. And both of them go up to Mount Zion, fulfilling the prophecy of Obadiah in the 21st verse of the only chapter. Okay. And because it's messiahs, or saviors actually, that's where the idea comes from for two messiahs. One descended from Judah, one descended from Joseph. Okay. Now, this is rabbinic. This is midrashic. This is commentary. Okay. Pesikta Zetrusa. Okay. In the portion, the midrash on Balak, which is a Torah portion. Okay. Comes like July June, July, August, somewhere in the summer. Okay. Pesikta Zetrusa is a midrash on the portion of the Torah called Balak. Okay. Otzer HaMidrashim. All right. 390 to 395. Sefer Zerubbabel. Okay. Rabbeinu Saji Gaon on Emunah Videos, Book 8, Chapter 5. The High Gaon Responsa, okay? Two different people from two different tribal families, one from the tribe of Judah, one from the tribe of Joseph, probably the half tribe of Ephraim. That's another issue. They live at the same period of time. They don't live thousands of years apart. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, never takes the throne because he's not entitled to the throne. He's the wrong tribe. The throne could only go to a direct bloodline descendant of King David, meaning the Messiah, the son of David, because he's from the right tribe, which is the tribe of Judah, not the tribe of Joseph. Okay, the Messiah, the son of Joseph, is a warrior. He's not a man of peace. The image of the real Messiah, the son of David, okay, is a man of peace. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, is killed in battle. He's the first to be raised back from the dead by the Messiah, the son of David. Okay. So all of this whole thing, okay, coming of the Messiah, the son of Joseph, okay, the coming of Elijah, the coming of the Messiah, the son of David, the war, the battle, everything is probably, according to most interpretations, a 7-year period. Okay, starting with all sorts of bad things going on. Okay, take a look at Sukkah 52a, Sanhedrin 97a, Midrash on Shir HaShirim 214, Derech Eretz Zuta number 10. Okay, so that's the whole thing about the whole. Well, wait a minute. It's the whole thing about the difference between the Messiah, the son of David, and the Messiah, the son of Joseph.
Sorry, I'm actually listening to a voicemail while you were. I thought you were still.
That's fine.
That you're still rolling on. So, but I don't want to play. I don't want to air it yet. I want to make sure it's actually legit and good for a show. So, if you have something else you want me to roll on to. Mark Kirby, you say you meant no disrespect. I don't know how in the world you did not mean to be disrespectful. That was totally disrespectful. Anyway, okay, so guys, if you have any questions, you feel free to call in. I'm going to go, Rabbi, I'm going to go turn on the phone lines. Is that cool?
Hey, Ricky J. Frias. We can change the world. We can save the world. I think that's Chicago.
I've never heard.
I don't remember anymore.
Come on, all right. I don't want to see that. There we go. Okay, so there. All right, I'm going to open up the phone lines, but give me a minute here. Available. Okay, so the phone lines officially now are open. 855-952-4253. Let me put that up on your screen for you real fast. Sorry. A lot of people don't realize this is actually a one-man operation, and there's a lot of stuff going on at the same time. So, all right, 855. Why is that off center? That looks horrible. Let me fix that. Boom. Let's see. No, that didn't fix it. I'll just leave it there for now. Okay, so, that's why I was on the wrong collection. Come on. Okay, maybe it's already centered. Okay, so, phone lines are open, guys. 855-952-4253. Larry Beck says, look at 751. Unless you tell me who it was, Larry, I won't know. I won't know who you're talking about. If you're talking about Mark Kirby, I already addressed that. So, okay, we do have here we go. We got a call come in now. Let's take this call.
Wait a minute. Can you wait? Give me 2 seconds before you take the call.
Caller, sit tight, okay? Give us just a minute, but you are connected, so don't hang up, okay?
Sure.
Okay, good deal. Sit tight.
Come on.
What are you looking at, Rabbi? I can help you look it up.
Okay, then, since it's apparently not letting me do this, because, oh my God, it's a website. Tell me something, William.
Yes.
It's almost Hanukkah time. Where are you going to go to buy your gifts?
Oh, that's a good time to drop this in. So let me see if I can figure out how to do this.
Where are you going to go? I'm going to go to Amazon.com /shop/TaNaCh Talk.
That's funny.
Where they have their own gift shop. Amazon.com /shop/TaNaCh Talk.
I'm going to try to put it in the chat. Hang on.
I'm trying to, but it won't let me.
Shop /T.
There we go. Without the space after the period.
Okay, so I'm going to try this. It doesn't look right.
So it let you do it.
No, I typed every single letter in there. So
I tried that before. It wouldn't let me put it up there.
Andrea did it. Whoa, yay, there we go. Cool. Thank you, Andrea. Because she's got magical fingers, that's why.
I didn't do that. All right, at any rate.
Okay, so to clarify, so I am an Amazon affiliate at this point. So every time you guys buy something from a link, not just from Amazon, you have to look at the links I provide you. But if you will actually go to that link Andrea put on there, Amazon.com /shop/TaNaCh Talk, and go there and actually look at whatever's there. If anything you buy from there, because I'm an affiliate on qualifying sales, I will actually get a tiny shaving off of that. Maybe just a lemon zest, but every little penny helps. And so there are
and more importantly, for example, if you happen to buy any of our books, okay, from there, we still get our normal, regular. What's it called?
So to clarify, because I was confused on what you said. So like if you were to go on Amazon right now without me in the picture and just go to Amazon.com and look for Rabbi Federow's book, Rabbi Singer's books, anybody else's books, right, and buy them, or if you went and used the links I provided, just because I provided the link, they don't take. Amazon gives me a cut out of their cut, not a cut out of Rabbi Federow's cut,
yes.
Rabbi Singer's cut.
We still get our regular, normal. They don't call it dividend. What do they call it?
I'm not sure, but if you're interested in any of those books or resources or even the Hanukkah gifts and things like that, and I'll try to keep things updated for different holidays and stuff, then I will get a tiny shaving off of that, and every little bit helps. So I really appreciate that, Rabbi. Thank you for pulling that out. Appreciate it,
Janice. The reason why I'm talking about it is because it helps William. It's money in his pocket. That's why.
Oh, honestly, Janice doesn't. I think she might have missed that part of the conversation. So, Janice, I've been advised that if I want to have extra support from people who don't usually support TaNaCh Talk, but they always shop on Amazon. If they'll buy it from me instead of someone else, then I'll get I might get 50 cents or a quarter off of a sale. Rather than not getting anything. So what Rabbi's saying is that by shopping on the link I provided, I will actually get a little bit from that. And believe it or not, I've got probably 13 or 14,000 subscribers, but there's only a couple of hundred people who actually donate. And so this is another way to encourage other people to shop using links I provide them. It gives them an opportunity to indirectly donate to TaNaCh Talk. That's what it's all about. So that's why we brought this up.
It's kind of like a mustache. Give people the benefit of the doubt.
There you go. So, okay, so we're going to take this caller. Caller, you are live on the air. Please tell us your name. Where are you calling from?
Hello, I'm losing my voice. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just fine. Go right on ahead.
Okay, sorry about that. By the way, it's Graham Nash, not Chicago. Remember?
Wait, say that again?
Graham Nash, We Can Change the World.
Was that a song Rabbi sing?
Yeah. We can change the world, rearrange the world.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
It's not Chicago, it's Graham Nash.
Oh.
Graham Nash.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay, but that's my comment.
Right.
Real quick, and I didn't hear the whole program, but Jesus is a descendant of Joseph, which he's tied into David, but not by blood, because Jesus' father is God, right? So I don't know the Hebrew interpretation or all the different interpretations, the way it's worded in the Bible, but I always thought it just said he's from the line of David, but yet, even though he's from the line of David, technically, well, he's not bloodline maybe, but he's
But you have to
adopted
be the
into it.
bloodline of King David to be the Messiah. If
Well,
you're not the
that's what
bloodline of King David, you can't sit on the throne of David. The whole
does it
point
say
is the
blood, or
Messiah.
does it just?
The whole point of being a bloodline of David is to reestablish King David's dynasty. If a person is not a bloodline descendant of King David through his own biological human father, he can't be the Messiah.
Right. I think that was a part that she might have missed earlier, though. That's okay, though. Okay, caller, you live on the air. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Me?
Yep, you're live on the air. What's your name?
Okay. Hey, it's Michael again from Dallas.
Hey, Michael. Welcome back.
Hey, Michael.
Hey. So interesting question I was thinking about today is about the resurrection of the bones in the book of Ezekiel. Are these bones of only Jewish people, of Ben Noach Jews, or of all of the world for like a judgment day?
The whole world like a judgment day.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't say, can these Jewish bones live, or can these bones who belong to Jews live? It says, can these bones live? Only you know, God.
Okay. I had heard people like say don't get cremated, and I was thinking, I'm like, well, the unrighteous, like, is there like a grave site in vain? So that was the thing. You answered it, so thank you so much.
Okay, cool.
You're very welcome, but it's everybody.
Okay. There we go. Oh, somehow I think we got is it Judy, I think? We got her
Yes,
back?
I'm here.
Okay, good deal. Sorry. I lost you there for a second.
I
Go
lost
ahead.
you. Yeah, I lost you for a while.
That's
Maybe
okay.
10 minutes.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Right. So let me. You can tell me. I'm not trying to persuade either way, but the way in my mind, because I am a Christian, I'm trying to see if this works. Just hear me out.
Sure, go ahead. Take your time.
Because I understand to be Jewish, you have to be. It's the mother, and to be a descendant of David, it has to be line with the father. But, and I know there's things written about adoption and so forth. I know it's not technically an adoption thing. But, so let's say Christianity is right and Jesus is the Son of God. So there's no real father. So if there's not a father, but he's still from the line of David because he's adopted by Joseph, he's still from it. So
But the thing is, here's the thing: you can't be from it unless it's DNA. It can't be like a signed paper. You literally have to have the blood of.
Is that what
Right.
it says, though? I mean,
Yes, we read it earlier tonight.
Absolutely.
We read
it's
it
got to be
earlier
the line
tonight.
of David, not descended from the line of David. Which, if he's adopted, to me, he's still from
No,
David.
no.
But he's from. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the whole program. Mary is from the line of David, right?
No,
Blood.
it doesn't matter. There are two things that are operating here. One is inheritance rights, okay? And inheritance rights comes through the father. It explicitly says this in the book of Numbers in the first chapter. When they trace lineage, they trace it through the house of the fathers. So lineage is traced through the fathers. That's why even in the Christian New Testament, in Matthew and Luke, when they trace lineage, it's always so-and-so, the father of so-and-so, the father of so-and-so, the father of so-and-so, or in the other gospel, it's so-and-so, the son of so-and-so, the son of so-and-so, the son of so-and-so, okay? And if there are women mentioned, it's only because they were famous women, but the lineage is still through their husband, not them. And even the authors of the New Testament knew this. That's why they did it the way they did it. Father of father of father of son of son of son of.
Right.
And the fact that Mary might be from David, which is questionable because of other passages in the Christian New Testament itself, okay, it says explicitly that Mary was a kinswoman of Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist. But Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist, was a from the priests, I believe, which is the tribe. It's a subgroup of the tribe of Levi. So it's highly probable, based on verses in the Christian New Testament itself, that Mary also was from the tribe of Levi, because she's a kinswoman of Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist. But even if she was from the tribe of Judah, it doesn't matter, because lineage is through the father, okay? And in 2 Samuel, this is the part you missed, by the way, 2 Samuel chapter 7, verses 12 through 17. 2 Samuel chapter 7, 12 to 17. This is the prophet Nathan speaking to King David. And when your days are fulfilled and you sleep with your ancestors, I will set up your seed after you, which shall proceed out of your body. That means you can't be adopted into the line of King David. You have to be a bloodline descendant of King David through your own biological human father. And according to Christian theology, Jesus had no biological human father, therefore can't trace it to anybody, much less King David through King Solomon.
Yep. Okay, very good. All right, caller, you're live on the air. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Charlie.
Charlie, how are you?
Good. I guess there's a delay. Anyway, my question for the rabbi, because I'm watching the broadcast, and I got the scripture that I want to give to the rabbi, and then I'll wait and hear my his response.
Sure.
What's the
quote? It's Isaiah 55.
Okay.
All right, and I see this as pertaining to the Moshiach to come. Okay.
Okay.
It says, "Incline your ear and come to me, hearken, and your soul shall live."
Sorry, what verse are you referring to?
3. It's verse 3.
Isaiah 55, 3.
Got it. Oh, I see it now. Good deal.
Starting there, and go through to 9, with an emphasis on Isaiah 55, 5. Behold, a nation you do not know, you shall call. I think that pertains, in my opinion, to 1948. And the nation that did not know you shall run to you, coming later when the Moshiach comes. For the sake of the Lord your God and for the Holy One of Israel, for he will glorify you. And I just put it parenthetical, then.
Sure.
Seek the Lord when he is found, call him when he is near, and etc. The wicked shall give up his way. So this pertains to the end times. The wicked shall give up his way, and the man of iniquity his thoughts, okay, at that time, after probably a great tribulation. And he shall return to the Lord, who shall have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will freely pardon at that time. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, says the Lord. In other words, this is all, that 3 to 9 is all for the coming of the Moshiach. And I'd like the rabbi to comment on that.
Okay,
Thank
sure.
you. And
Thank you for your
up.
call. Go right ahead and hang up. Okay, thank you, guys. And just as a quick update, we are running out of time. We can't go long tonight because I've got some other things going on. We've got about 6 minutes left. We're going to let Rabbi finish up on this topic, and then we're going to wrap it up after that. So, Rabbi, go ahead.
I think it's an interesting interpretation. I must say that I don't know other interpretations on the same passages, but first of all, I would say clearly this hasn't happened yet. Okay, where'd it go? 3. Okay, the Messiah as a witness to the people. I think the Messiah is supposed to be more of a king for the people, leader of the people. I'm not quite sure how to understand witness to the people. Okay, it's more than one nation that doesn't know God. It's more than one nation who is this is the Messiah, is going to call a nation that the Messiah himself doesn't know. Okay? and they're going to eventually come to God. Okay, I can see this possibly being applied to the Messiah, the real Messiah, when he does in fact come. My thoughts are not your thoughts, says God. Well, that's true. No, even now that's true. Okay. Yeah, if he wants to interpret it that way, that's fine. I have no problem with that, I don't think, offhand. I'd have to study it more. I'd have to look at it in the Hebrew. I'd have to see what it says in the commentaries. But, first glance, prima facie, first glance, I don't see anything wrong with his interpretation. It's a nice interpretation. I don't know what else to say about it. William? Hello, William.
I didn't realize I was actually that I was muted there. So we're going to go to wrap up now, if that's okay. So it's about 10 after 8, but we're still 4 minutes short of finishing in an hour. But I kind of got started late because I got hung up on some things Rabbi and I were working on. So, but we'll see you again, same time, same place next week, Hashem willing. And again, if you guys want to look at any books, we've got there's over 30 book references underneath. A lot of them are TaNaChs. I'll say Bible because that's what most people identify by, even if it's not a Bible. There's different recommendations you can buy there. There's also holiday gift items as well. If you buy them from the links I provided, I get a little small shaving from it. But a lot of counter-missionary work exactly like the one you see on your screen right now by Rabbi Stuart Federow. There's also the Spanish version, Judaism and Christianity, a contrast, translated in Spanish as well. Both links are in the description below if you know people who might even need these books. When I first started this, I actually bought like 5 or 6 sets of Rabbi Singer's books just to have on hand. So if I found somebody who is ready to plow, I would give them a set of the books, and sometimes it works. So there's that. So, Rabbi, thank you for your time. I always enjoy it.
Anytime, always my pleasure to talk to you.
It's a great thing. And so I'll just for those people who are fiending, like I know you guys are, we don't want you to leave here tonight being left out of Rabbi's finger dance. And the head bob. Thank you all, man. We'll see you guys same time, same place. Hashem willing. Peace, everybody. Later. Bye, Rabbi. Thank you, guys. Peace.
Hello, my dear friends. Hope this message finds you well. If you like the way this channel is going, and the channel has been a blessing to you, please consider supporting the channel by going to the website, TaNachTalk.com. TaNachTalk.com. Thank you once again for your time and for supporting TaNaCh Talk. Shalom.
חשוב מכל חשוב והכרחי להיות ביחד איפוק זו העוצמה ויתור זו הגדולה השאיפה